Yo, good morning, everybody. Back, time to go through these follow-ups. Got started early this morning, not in my work, but in my day, making a habit. Just read The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. Um, so me and my buddy are just kind of starting a little bit of an accountability group where we are waking up at 5 a.m. So I've been trying to do that over the past couple of weeks, ever since I started reading the book. I just finished it this morning. Um, and I've just been having kind of like days where I would do it, like get up at 5, but just looking to again hold myself accountable and stay consistent with it. In the what the hell? You'll hear different people say different people say different things about how long it takes to form a habit. In the book, it says 66 days. So I'm not really counting at this point. Today was day one, where I'm looking to turn a new leaf and do all that. So it's approaching 8 a.m. my time. Been able to hit a little workout, meditate, um, read, shower up, get my morning started. I was looking to. I don't know if you guys have, if you've seen some of the recent videos where I'm filming down here. When I get down here early enough, there's a family that comes and cleans the apartment complex, and her car had died, um, and I had to like walk blocks away to get my car. And by the time I had gotten back with my car to try to help her jump hers, somebody else in the parking lot had already helped her out. So I felt like it was the intention behind me going and get my car that will throughout my day, you know, be good fortune. Although I wasn't the one who actually helped her, I had decided that I was going to help. At least that's what I'll tell myself. But anyways, gonna go through the follow-ups. I'm really gonna. I know I say this almost every day, but I'm really going to try to get through these. I counted them out last night. I'm gonna count them out again right now just to see how many leads are on kind of the calendar for today. Um, Let me see. Actually, I can just pull it up on a calendar. I believe, yeah. So today, 21 are on the list today, and then there's like a good amount of people as well who have kind of fallen past due. Not a good amount, but like 3, 4, 5 of them. So probably about 25 people today. Put it in the description. I'm gonna try to, my goal, get like 5 people on the phone, hoping that one of them at least turns into a conversation worth having. But I was gonna say, I know I say this all the time, but I'm really just going to go on to the next 20, 25. Doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm going to try to get through them as quick as possible to get to those conversations, if you know what I mean. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right to it. Couldn't talk much. Connected with her once I mentioned with a partnership on the up. This was a bandit sign lead. So it's definitely, in my opinion, worth keeping her in the system. She had called the bandit sign.
Please leave your message for.
Yeah, because it looks like at one point, the first call that Jared had called in, she gave him a good amount of information. Well, not a good amount of it, but she had given some information saying that the restrooms need to be updated. Um, some of the miscellaneous information he might have just pulled off of like Zillow or something. But I mean, she called the bandit sign. She had a little bit of a conversation. But then the last time I got her on the phone, she was like, right when I mentioned the property, she said, "Oh," and hung up. You know what I mean? So anyways, on to the next. In my opinion, worth at least just ringing her like that every once in a while to see. I mean, you know what I mean? Even though she called in, what I'm finding, I think, with a lot of this inbound marketing is people think that you just have an offer ready for them, and they'll call them when they realize that they actually have to have a conversation with you. They're like, oh,
Please leave your message for 713.
I'm gonna try that one again. Has lots in Montgomery County. Tried searching it up on the county site. It only shows the house. Property pops up, which is address that was on hold. So I plan to ask if there's any parcel number for those lots. Okay, let me see while I call through actually. So we had called property that was in our list, and the seller had mentioned that he has a couple of lots that he was looking to sell. So I want to pull up, but we don't have the addresses or anything like that for the lots. Okay, he's not in batch leads either. I was gonna try to see if it's listed under like linked properties under batch leads, where it shows you if the owner owns any other properties under what's it called? It's called linked properties in PropStream. Owner profile and batch leads, and it doesn't. It just shows this one property. So I'm gonna give him a call again. It just seemed like it kind of rang once or twice before going to voicemail.
Please leave your message.
Same thing. Goes to voicemail. Attempted place. I mean, this is a deal right here. This has been a deal. This is one that Jared follows up with. This woman is sick. She's in and out of the hospital. The place needs to be fully updated. She lives in another state. She wanted, I think, a favorable price. She has tenants in there on a month to month, and the tenants are aware that she wants to sell. She doesn't talk to anybody else. She's just in and out of the hospital. So I was looking at it. It looks like as a new construction play with where the home is. I said no real flips that can serve as comps. All flip activities happening, south of the main road. Happening north of that main road in our subdivision is like 20, 30 years newer build, or upwards of 1,000 square feet bigger than the subject property. So it doesn't make sense to flip it, at least in order to run the numbers, in my opinion. So I think the new construction kind of lot value play is what's going on here. And there's a lot of townhomes going up in the area. I'd like to take another look at this one, but I think you could probably build two, based on my notes, build two of these little new construction homes, like multi-story single families. And then considering, yeah, I mean, we probably would want to be lower than that, to be honest. Now that I'm looking at the numbers, these were run back in July. I would want to take a look at the other numbers. I'm actually going to I'm actually going to leave this one for Jared. They've just built such a solid relationship. She's already said that she's not talking to anybody else. And I want the opportunity to also run the numbers on this again. So I'm going to move this one over into a column to remind me to run the numbers. All right. this one. She is interested in selling. Uh, I ran max allowable at like 285. I'm just wanting to see if an offer was made so that I don't come in and offer way less or way more than what Jared did. Doesn't look like it though. Um, but yeah, she texted back at one point saying, "I'm in a meeting, still interested in selling. Please call me next Monday or Tuesday." Um, and then they connected, and then she was busy again. I mean, she just is kicking the can down the road, I think, a little bit. But this is the first time I'm going to try her, so let me see if I can get her on the phone and we can talk about it.
Hello, you've reached Loretta. I'm earning.
The quick one ring to voicemail. Imagine it's probably just going to be a lot better to get a hold of this woman in the evening based on how many times she says she's been in a meeting when we've called. But that could just be an excuse. Who knows? Anyways. All right, here's another one. Owned the property for 35 years. Said it's been vacant for about 2 years. As long as it's cleared out, because there's probably some junk in there. She can leave whatever she didn't want to take. She gets a good amount of calls. Seems like she's gotten a few offers. Um, she doesn't know what she wants for it. Semina or Semina? I'm gonna go with Semina. Who knows if that's right though? Hello?
Hello.
Hi there, is this Semina?
Who's calling?
My name is Derek. It looks like you had talked with my partner a little bit ago about your place over on Willow Glen Drive. I just wanted
Okay, honey, but you need to call me after 5 because I'm working.
to. Okay, we'll do.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye now. Connected with seller, asked for a call back after 5 p.m. because she was at work. And that's, I kind of mentioned that on the last one. It's something to take note of, just even moving forward. Like, I'm going to put this in the notes, like miscellaneous notes. Call after 5 p.m. in all caps, just so that we don't waste our time, so that we don't end up bothering her more than we need to by calling her at work if she's only going to be in the mood or have the time to talk after 5 p.m. anyways, which is what I've gathered from a lot of people who I watch on you, like specifically. I've mentioned Steven Morales a lot. He goes live every Friday and calls through people's leads for them. He always up front, and it's something that I'm trying to remember to do, always in the beginning of the phone call, asks if he caught them at a good time or caught them at a bad time or whatever, however you want to phrase the question. He always asks because there's no point in furthering the conversation if they don't even have the time to give you, or they're not going to be attentive. If they're trying to multitask and talking to you is their main priority, you're never going to have like a productive conversation. All right, this is the one. All right. All right, first connected with this person back in August or July, said no about the property I called on, but when I asked if she had any others, she said not right now. And I was like, I think it's worth following up in a few months. About 3 months later, Jared connected. Actually, her mother passed away, and they have a property that she left. Her sister seems like the main decision maker. And there you go. I mean, some of these are pretty thin. Um, in terms of like how like what we're going off of in order to call these people, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't like she was like how do I say it? It wasn't like she was like, yes, like call me in 2 months. I have another property at this address. She was just like she kind of just gave me the vibe. Like she did have another property, but she didn't want to talk about it right then and there. And then here we are 3 months later, call her back and she's like, yeah, my mom passed away and we inherited a property that we want to sell. It's like, oh, there you go. So you got to kind of take excuse me, what I'm learning at least is you got to take everything with a grain of salt that these people say, and you got to take if they're going to give you an inch, you got to run with it for a mile. But then also be quick to trash these type of leads. Like if we would have called her back a few times and gave us the cold shoulder the same way that she gave me the first initial cold call, then it's trash it. There's no point. But we are operating off of pretty thin amount of information and still following up with these people. Um, So gave him a range of 90 to 130. He plans to talk to his wife and her sister. Found someone that's going to buy it for 145. Right. I remember this one now. It's set to close before the month ends. That was back in October. Um, Jared texted asking on November 4th if they've closed. And she said they're still working on it. Jared asked when they were supposed to close, and I don't think she knew, but she was like, I'll have to get back to you. I connected with her 2 weeks later. She still hadn't closed. This was middle of November. So it's been about 3 weeks. Thought I was the company who was buying it. I said that she has her guard up to some degree. Didn't want to tell me when they were set to close. Asked if when it was appropriate to follow up. She said call in January. Here we are in December. Gonna call her. Just to see. I just want to check in. I know she's all right. And I'm not one to try to sway her to back out of her.
Hi, I'm unavailable to answer.
Back out of that contract. Should go with us instead. I'm not gonna do that. I just want to at least get her on the phone and try to see what's going on. It just doesn't make sense to me. It sounds like the two initial thoughts that come to mind when somebody offers more than what I think should be offered. One, it's a wholesaler that overbid and won't be able to get it sold. Or two, what we've been talking about a lot is it's going direct to buyer. It's the investor themselves source their own opportunities through marketing, but that's I think kind of rare. Obviously, some of my buyers do that, and I know they do that, but I think more often than not, it's just going to be a wholesaler that's offered too much money. Uh, yeah, okay. And an affidavit of heirship was filed back in April. I remember this, and that's what led me to believe that that's when they first started to explore selling the property. Was back in April, uh, because again, the mom passed away, and then they filed the affidavit of heirship. And then, in my opinion, just based on my experience, it doesn't seem like an affidavit of heirship is something that's filed proactively. It seems like something that's filed when you start to explore selling the property. So if I had to guess, that's probably when they started to have that conversation was back in April. And here we are almost at the end of the year. Still hasn't sold the property. The property's still in her name, her and her sister's name. Or maybe it was done proactively. I don't know, but let me try it one more time. I went straight to voicemail. Let me see if I Yeah. Um, Not yet. Not yet. Again, not yet. Back in September. Not yet in November. I confirmed that she was talking about the property that was listed. I asked when she thinks she'd be ready. She didn't know. She told me she'd have to call me back and hung up. That was about a month ago. So, I mean, kind of same story, different day. Obviously, not a lot of motivation, but that's weird. Why is it saying that? It's just straight up telling me that I can't dial that number. You cannot call this number at this time. Please try again later. Let me try from a different app. Maybe she blocked that number or something. I don't know why it doesn't give me the option to put this on speaker anymore. Hi, Miss Train. Hi there. How's it going? This is Derek. Hey, I don't know if you. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, I don't know if you. Yeah, I don't know if you remember. We had spoke a little bit ago about your place over on Lamina Lane. Just wanted to round back and seeing if you were still interested in selling that property there. Sure. Do you have a timeline in mind and where you think you may be ready? Sure. Sure, sure. I just want to make sure that it's something that you're actually interested in. I don't want to continue bothering you if it's not something that you're actually wanting to do. Okay. Thank you so much. That I see, like that right there. It's a little annoying. She just kept saying like, when I want to sell, I'll call you. When I want to call, I'll sell you. When I want to sell, I'll call you. But she's not like, I don't know how to describe it. She's not like rude about it, like, and it does seem like she wants to sell at one point. This was on a vacant list. Um, Property looks a bit distressed, in my opinion. Um, she just said she's been busy and she was just shooing me off the phone like crazy, So again, like maybe she's willing when the time comes, but I also for another couple of years, every month, every couple for a couple of years, at one point she's gonna be like, yeah, I'm ready. Connect with seller, still not ready. Um, and there's a bit of a language barrier there, because like felt like that was like a very direct question that I asked, but didn't get a response. I was like, I just want to make sure, like, is this something that you're actually interested in selling? I guess I could have been a little bit more direct about it, but her response was like, yeah, when I'm ready, I'll call you. So, all right. But my thought is she blocked my other number. Call me when she was ready. Um, I'm gonna set it out like 2.5 weeks, maybe like the last week of the year, just to see. I think that was the first contact I made on the day. I think, okay, I don't know if Jared, you're in here, or if you had called this gentleman. It looks like he was asking for a call at 10, which was about 20 minutes ago. So just in case you have not called, let me give him a call. Familiarize myself. Grandfather recently mentioned he was interested in selling his house. Hadn't made the trip down to see his grandfather because the weather was so bad. Mentioned that if he didn't reach back out by noon, that we could call back. Told him to call me tomorrow morning. Talked to his grandfather. He wants Owen to talk to me, so he said he's at work to call tomorrow at 10. I'm assuming he means 10 a.m. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe okay. So it's clearly this app. You cannot call this number at this time. Please try again later. All right. Well, that's a little frustrating. Let me see if I hop off Wi-Fi. Nope. All right. Let me call from my other number. Um, God, I just don't like calling off of a bunch of different numbers because then they all go spam. I'd much rather go have one go spam and then just replace that one. But I also don't want to take a bunch of time right now to buy more caller IDs. I'm in the zone. Answer there. All right. Called this guy in July. He's looking to retire, sell his roofing company, move to a property up in Huntsville, currently being remodeled. Property on Monarch Oaks was recently remodeled before they bought it in '05. So it has granite countertops and whatnot. However, he knows there's a lot of new construction homes being built. So it's a toss up whether or not you want to tear the property down or salvage it to do some remodeling. Property is larger than the others in the area, which is why salvaging it might be an option. So has a few interested people looking to buy his roofing company at the beginning of next year, and his Huntsville house should be remodeled by then as well. Gave me permission to round back with him early next year to revisit the conversation. Um, Looks like Jared called him last week. Seems unsure about those people buying his roofing company. I asked him what were his plans. Then he said he was busy. Then he can call me back. Seems like he's wanting me on the phone. Yeah, so I'll give him a call off of the number that I called him last time. Hopefully, if he answers, I can put this on speaker. All right, no answer there. Husband was going to sell the property, but he passed away, so her kids are in charge right now and want to sell. Seems like the number might be disconnected. I'm a little frustrated that this app is not working and allowing me to call. Cannot call this. I'm gonna. Um, I always get worried when I try to delete an app or reinstall it because it's like the data is gonna be removed as well. I just want to make sure that I'm not gonna have to like rebuy another phone number. But let's try it out. Delete app. Delete. Can still be used on other devices. Automatically renew. Yeah, keep subscription. Pull it up here. Re-download it. Damn, it's asking me for my Apple ID password. I don't know. Forgot password. This is way too fucking complicated. Well, this is frustrating. Reset password. New password. Number, uppercase, lowercase. Password has been changed. Okay. Why do I have to do this? It's always something, you know? I just can't put it on speaker for you guys. I don't know why. It just like got rid of that feature.
Hello.
Hi, Olivia. Hi, how's it going? My name is Derek. It looks like you had spoken with my partner a while ago about a property over on Arlington Street. Just wanted to round back and see if you're still interested in selling that place. Okay, that's right. Okay. Okay, okay. Now, would you be the my name is Derek. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, you actually, I think, I believe you spoke with, you had, we get this often. You actually spoke to my partner, Jared. We have similar names. So, uh, yeah, exactly. So, exactly, exactly. Little confusing, but yeah. So I'm reading the kind of notes here that Jared had left, and it seems to be kind of exactly what you said. You know, the kids are looking to sell now. Would they be, the people to speak with in regards to selling, or is communication going through you preferred? Yeah, please do. Is it something that they've considered recently and are interested in getting it kind of taken care of quickly, or? Sure. Yeah. Do you know what you? Hmm. Okay, and that's what you're looking for now? 300? Okay. Sure, sure. So, what I can do, just so that know as well, did I catch you at a good time, by the way? I don't wanna keep you. Okay. Yeah, I just want, if you had some time to kinda tell me a little bit about the property. I don't have much information on it in terms of, the condition. Could you tell me a little bit about it? Mhm. Looks looks here, and I'll tell you, what I see, and you can kind of just confirm if this sounds accurate. I'm looking at 3 beds, 1 bathroom. Is that correct? Oh, oh, okay, gotcha. So there's a fair amount of new construction in the area. Okay, okay, yeah, okay. I'm looking at that right now. I can see as well, and the lot itself, it looks to be close to about a half acre. No, that's no worries. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Sure, sure, sure. That makes sense. With the property, are you living there currently? Okay. And did you have a place that you what'd you say? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. And that's kind of, I don't know what. Oh, wow. Yeah. Long time. And that's good to hear that your son's close by enough where you can kind of go and visit him frequently, it sounds like. Yeah, and I don't know if what Jared had mentioned to you, but I hear you saying that the place is, has a lot of your belongings in it. Kind of the benefit in the cash offer that we would be making as well is we would be buying it in its as is condition, right? So a lot of times people think of, okay, I don't have to make repairs to the property, but truly, if there's a good amount of belongings that you don't want to take with you, feel free to leave those things behind, and we can kind of clear it out, and donate what we see fit to donate, and then kind of. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So let me ask, how does the timeline or how does this process look like to you? Seeing as though, you want to do what you had just mentioned, clear out the things, make sure that you take what you want. What is that? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just asking kind of what the process would look like to you ideally with you mentioning wanting to clear the things out.
Now, what were you asking? Like I said, I didn't hear.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just asking kind of what the process looks like to you ideally. What's your goals, in selling the property? How long you think that you would need to clear these things out, or what the timeline is looking like for you?
Depending on the weather,
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure. When were y'all thinking of, like, say, if we sold it to y'all, when were
Yeah.
y'all thinking of coming in?
We can do it as soon as possible. To be quite honest, we're taking a look at a couple of properties right now. We like the area. I'm
I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah, and that's why I mentioned, offering some help in terms of, moving your belongings and stuff. Because if that's the only thing that's truly preventing you from moving forward and getting into your new place, then that's definitely something that we can help out with. I wouldn't want that to be the only thing that prevents us from moving forward. And that's why I say, as well, if you're looking to sell some things or anything like that, we can just consider that maybe in the offer to say, because I don't want you feeling like you're leaving money on the table, right? So if it comes down to some things and you think that, well, I would really like to take some time to sell this.
That's what we said, some of the stuff, like I said, I'm just gonna give it away. I'm not
Hmm.
gonna
Hmm.
you know,
Right. That's right. And that's why I mentioned,
and it's nothing, it's nothing that I'm like, oh my God, I have to take this away.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, that's right. And that's why I say that because, let us, let that burden fall on us to clear the place out. Truly, that's what I find to be the biggest benefit in selling it this way is you get to just hand over the keys and walk away from it and not have to worry about donating things, throwing things out, anything like that. So what I can do is take a look and I'll pass this along to my underwriters to see where they may be in terms of a cash offer. Now, I know you're mentioning that it's kind of, you're assuming that it's going to go for lot value just because the house is on the older side. Have any renovations or repairs been done to the place in recent years? Okay. Okay. All right. And it looks like what I see is it was built in 1945. Okay, okay. So then what I can do, yeah, I'll pass this along, see where they may be in terms of what we'd be able to offer for lot value. Now, you mentioning you lived in the property. Did you have another place that you would be looking to move to?
Do what?
That you would be looking to move to next? You know, it-
Well, I'm not exactly sure where I'm moving right now, but if I, if I don't have a place before I leave here, then I'm gonna go with my son or
mhm.
my daughter and then get wherever I get a place.
Gotcha. Okay, okay.
They don't want me here. They want me to hurry up and get out of here.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you. And that I just want to make sure that yeah, you at least had somewhere to go to. So again, that's a great benefit to have the kids nearby. So what I can do again, pass this along, and if it seems like we may be somewhere in the same ballpark, or if we are able to come to an agreement, I know you're saying you're looking to get it taken care of as soon as possible. Would it be appropriate to have Jared come out on site and meet you at the property and meet you in person and take a look at the property to be sure that we know what we're getting ourselves into?
He won't have to come in the house. Well,
No, no, I don't think so. It's as we kind of mentioned, we're talking a lot. uh,
today I'm gonna leave with my son.
Okay, no, no,
Sure.
Yeah, and I throw that out there just to kind of you know, just to put it out there. It's not something that we need to schedule or coordinate right this moment. I want to make sure that we're in the same ballpark. Yeah, yeah, correct. Yes. Why do you ask? Just out of curiosity. Okay. Yeah. Have you considered just listing it on market as well? Yeah. 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 Right, right. No, I hear you, and I hear what you're saying. About not wanting to put it on market and you wanting to get it taken care of quickly, and that's definitely it seems like something that we'd be able to take care of for you. We move with speed. We can, like I mentioned before, uh, leave things behind that you don't want. We can take care of everything, and we'd be able to even possibly help you move into your son's place if that's something that you would need some help with as well. So we're not a big business, big team of investors by any means. So we do like to kind of intimately hold a relationship with the people that we're helping out. We do a couple of deals a month, so that allows us to really hold your hand through every step of the process. So I hear you, and if it is something that we end up moving through this. What's your I know you were saying you were going out of town. I believe you were just mentioning. What's your schedule like over the next few? Oh, okay, sure, sure. Yeah, I just want to make sure that when would an appropriate time for me to round back with you after my underwriters take a look. Would you be available sometime tomorrow? Okay, and that's fine. I'm more so asking when you'd be available to take a phone call. It wouldn't be something where we would have to go out to the property. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Sure. Okay. All right. All right, perfect. So I'll take that number down. I'll be sure to put that in the notes to say that you'll always have that one on you. And do the mornings or afternoons work better for you to get a hold of you? Sure. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. I'll try it tomorrow afternoon if my underwriters are able to take a look at it before then. Probably around, anytime between 5 and 6 p.m. Does that work out? Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call, and I will be speaking to you soon. Okay. All right. Bye now. Uh-huh. Peace, Derek. What up, Q? I don't think I've ever seen you in here. What's going on? Daniel, what's going on? That one ring yesterday, so I guess it's working now. Your number spam. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. It was like the app that was messing up. It may have been spam, but it wasn't telling me that it was spam. It was just saying that I couldn't use the app. So that was a little annoying. Tried to get her kid's number if she's comfortable with that. I asked in the beginning of the phone call. She said she prefers that I talk with her specifically. It's her property. She lives there. It's just that her kids probably have a say, is what it is, because her husband only passed away last month. I didn't realize how recent it was. Um, she lives in the property. She frequently visits her son in Hockley. Um, before her husband passed, apparently he was trying to sell it for 300,000. I can see that it was listed at 243. So I don't know what she was talking about. It was listed at 243 in March of 2021, and it did not sell after 183 days on market. There's new construction going on in the area, but not probably how she thinks. Um, the expense in the last 6 months is like 3.82 acres. Here's some new. It's not selling that high. Zero point 0.8 plus acres on total are located near. Okay, so here's close to an acre that sold for 729. So maybe she has a half, close to a half acre. It's just something that I would have to take a look at a little bit more closely because off rip, nothing has sold 300,000. She seemed very negotiable though. She kept or she didn't keep saying, but she said, I said 300, and she was like, yeah, I mean that's the starting point. We can negotiate. She said the word negotiate and stuff like that. So she's open to going back and forth a little bit. It sounds like. I'll take a look at this one later. Um, connected with seller prefers to. She knew you were. She remembered you too, Jared. She like was like kind of like yeah. She kept mentioning your name, and I had to clarify that. Well, let me to us directly as opposed to the kids. Her name and her late husband's name is on title. Um, asking 300K, but is negotiable. Son lives in Hockley, and she visits him frequently and would move in with him if she doesn't have a place to go to when she sells. She wants to sell ASAP. Her kids are pushing her to sell ASAP. Lived in property for 45 years. Husband just passed away last month. He attempted to sell before, but didn't. Batch has expired listing info. Listed, what did I say? 243 in March of 2021 and didn't sell after 6 months. She doesn't want to sell on market, although she has a family friend that is a realtor. Prefers to sell as is for cash. Sounds like she may be a bit embarrassed about the interior condition when proposing an on-site appointment. She said something like, doesn't have to come inside though, right? Gave me another phone number too, which is cool because she said this is her primary cell phone and she'll always have this cell phone on her. She has 3 phones, one of them being her late husband's. She just hasn't turned it off because people are still calling him and she likes to answer and kind of break the news to anybody. Prefers, let's say Derek said he passed it along to his underwriters to assess value. Said he would call back if possible. Seller prefers phone calls in the evening in case she has appointments in the morning. Um, $300K is I don't think gonna happen. I don't know. WhatsApp condition for a. I don't really know what her motivation is other than her husband just passed away. It's probably too much property for her. Um, it's not that big of a place, but still. Get it. Yo, what happened to you, man? Emilio. Nothing happened. I'm 5 deals in, man. Let's go. Let's go, Emilio. Nothing happened. I just stopped doing YouTube. I just found that it was kind of taken away from the work a little bit too much. I couldn't really focus in and lock in. Plus, with everything else that is going on in my life, I feel like I needed to, in the times where I was working, I needed to like really lock in because if I'm only given like an hour or two every day to do the business, I wanted to be sure that I was still. And then just recently, I felt like there was benefit in me hopping on here and doing these things. Relationships were formed. Um, it held me accountable, all that good stuff. So I'm just being a little bit more intentional about how I'm coming to do it. As you probably have seen, even just now, I just want to make sure that I'm not like hanging out on YouTube with you, but rather working and tapping into the YouTube tab every once in a while. So I'm gonna say tomorrow. But hopefully that makes sense. Congratulations, Amelia. That's awesome. 5 deals. Let's go. Tomorrow, and I'm gonna bring this one over here so I can comp it. She's just uneducated about her price. What slots going for? Exactly. She's negotiable. Wonder what kind of offers they got when it was listed. Probably nothing close to 300. Motivation may have also increased as well since he died because he was alive when it was listed. He just died a month ago. Yeah, she seems when she said the price, she was more so saying like that's what he wanted. She was like, well, he wanted 300 for it. So, yeah. But then she also kind of the way that she was speaking led me to believe that she knew that she was kind of uneducated and that she was just throwing that number out there because that's what he had said at one point in time. But I think she's open to uh, being educated because then she quickly, without me even saying it, was like, but that's negotiable. That's just the starting point. Um, Said to call in 4 months. All right. Yeah, speaker is so weird. It's just not an option on this app anymore.
Thank you for calling. I'm not available to get your call right now.
So weird. I wonder why they did that. That one's hot though. Despite her not asking a reasonable price, she is motivated. I'll mark her as warm for now until we start getting on that condition or the same wavelength about price. Oh, ooh. Take it back. It's the homie right there. All right, this is a bandit sign. Lead that I don't think we've ever actually had a conversation unfold.
Please leave your message for 8.
Voicemail after one ring. Said in 2 years. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and push this one way farther out. It's only been 4 months since he said 2 years. And we've already connected with him again, and he said that he's not interested, and then hung up the next time we connected. Just don't think this is one that should be prioritized. Um, find it. Yeah, okay, I remember this one. I can't even find this on. I can't find the address. It says it was on the lien list, so let me see if I can find it in batch leads. Here. Here it is. Yeah, it's missing a number. Owned it for 17 and a half years. Financing statement from beginning of this year. Aqua Finance Inc. is the lender. Anyways. Recently purchased the estate. The house has been in the family for quite some time. Has some plans to renovate it and hold on to it due to the shifts in the market, but asked for a call back in 3 months to discuss further. He said you can never have too much information. That was back in July. No answer over the past couple of weeks. Um, gosh. This wholesaling thing really makes money. It really does. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm making a lot of money doing it, but a lot of money can be made in doing it. That's for sure. if done the right way, like anything else. Said he may be interested before the year ends. This was back in June. Gave me permission to follow up in a few months. Connected with and then I connected with him in August, saying that he probably won't be interested for another year. So I plan to follow up, one more time before the year ends, and then every 3 months after that. Not sure what number I was able to get a hold of him at. I got 3 numbers here. I'll try them all. Hello? Hey, Mr. Watson, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I'm not sure if you remember. We had spoke probably 6 or so months ago about your place over on Claiborne Street. I just wanted to round back, seeing if you were still interested in possibly selling that property there. You're in Germany, you said? Oh, okay, okay. Well, when would be a more appropriate time for me to round back with you? Okay, so it'll be another couple years. Okay, okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call. Bye now. Um, Now he's saying 2024. Uh, Connected with seller. He was in Germany. Kind of random. Asked for a call back in 2024, which is about 12 months from now. So I'll give him a call in 4 months, end of April. And there you go. I mean, it's this whole thing. First connected with him in June. He said, yeah, before the year ends, which is 6 months. And now he's saying another 12 months beyond that, which would be about 18 months when I first talked with him. This was on a code violations list as well, just for a little bit of some perspective. All right, just a couple more to call through here. Um, Trying to be selective. Family member lives in the property. She wants to buy it, and seller gave me permission to follow up toward the end of the year, around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. He says if she hasn't made any progress in buying it by then he would likely want to sell it. Unsure if she has any place to go to if he were to sell it, but I mentioned it may be something that we can help by putting her in contact with a realtor or apartment finder. And then he had mentioned like about some pieces of mail that he had received, and he thought that it was coming from me. Wiring. But let me get him a phone. Funny enough, he has the same first and last name of another lead that we have in the system. Two different people. Same first and last name though. My phone number might be spam, to be quite honest. I'm just not too sure. Looks like this guy lives in Louisiana, has this property in Houston, so absentee owner. Something here runs into voicemail. This guy initially said that he had like 5 properties that he wanted to sell. It looks like he might be a Spanish speaker though. I'm gonna try him real quick to see if I may be able to have a conversation on full English. Hello? Hey, is this Abner? I'm doing well. My name is Derek. I believe you spoke with my. I'm sorry? One more time? Yeah, just full Spanish speaker. I'm not going to be able to speak with him. Go ahead and set this one out a couple days and move it to the Spanish speaking lead list. Remaining as patient as possible with these 2 deals in escrow as well. Because at this point, it's kind of just out of our hands. It's always been out of our hands, to be honest. It's like once you get the contract, once you find the buyer, once you line everything up, get everybody in escrow, and kind of just waiting for the title company to do their thing to coordinate closing. And then on the other one, we have the squatter nephew who refuses to leave the property, although his aunt has been nothing but kind to him by putting a roof over his head for the past 5 years. He is taking it to the very last minute, and he told me straight up, you're gonna have to evict me. So I was like, all right, we'll look to getting that done then. So that's what's going on with that one. So I don't know what I was gonna say. I just realized my Bluetooth was connected to somebody, but waiting on the court date on that one. So waiting for the eviction team to get back to me with the court date. They were supposed to file it with the courts this week. Waiting on a trial date for that to be seen in front of a judge to say, hey, this guy needs to get out of the property. Based on how everything has been laid out, I don't see any reason why the judge wouldn't rule in favor of the seller, which is the owner of the property. And on the other one, we're just waiting for preliminary HUD to come through for approval, for review and approval by all parties, so that we can set a closing date. I'd imagine, since I still haven't gotten the HUD for approval, that it's maybe if it comes in within the next couple hours, we can try to get everybody over to sign tomorrow. But it's probably looking more so like early next week on that one. I could call the seller. I need to figure out how he wants to get paid, whether it be wired or a paper check for to be picked up from the title company or to be sent to him. But that's honestly something that can be discussed right at the closing table. I don't see why. Um, I asked my title company, is there anything that I can do in the meantime? And he was like, yeah, I mean, sure, here, get him to fill this out, which is just again him selecting how he wants to get paid. So I sent that to him a couple days ago. I could follow up and be like, hey, did you take a look? But it's like no big deal if he hasn't. So I don't want to like stress him out any more than he has other stuff going on in his life. And like I said, it can be simply a matter of figuring out when he signed. If he does end up going, I think you mentioned that he needed a mobile notary, but if he does end up going in, even if he was using a mobile notary, it's just something that could simply be figured out right then and there as to how he wants to get paid. I mean, it's nothing that really needs to be urgently uh, taken care of. It would look good on my end if I could provide that back to the title company to say like, okay, here it is. Like they signed it. Like what's up with the preliminary HUD? But I know that they're working as well, and they're not waiting on me to get that back to them to get the HUD drafted. So, um, yeah, I wanted to pull this up just to make sure because I don't even think that he looked at it in his email. Sent it to his wife's email. But you can kind of see if yeah, he hasn't even opened it. So they're not tripping on that. Let me see if there's a couple more people I can call. There is a couple more people I can call, but I want to be selective. Because a lot of these people probably aren't going to answer. Um, Gosh, this one is so unfortunate. This is a lead that Jared was speaking with the woman very closely with. We're very close to getting a deal, inked. And then one day he called and the ex-husband answered and let him know that she had passed away over the weekend. They had been talking for, gosh, since July. And then she had passed um, like, gosh, late September, early October. Um, Damn, this is pretty like. You down to call him, see if the kids change their mind or try to get one of their numbers from him? Yeah, he has a property he owned that he wanted to sell as well. Yeah, I'm gonna call him right now. It's pretty crazy, man. I'm just looking at the notes. On October 4th, she told you that she hadn't been feeling well, that she hadn't been feeling well because of the stress that she was dealing with her newborn baby. It may have been her grandchild or something. Been a lot of gnats in the house, which is like, you know, that's death approaching, to be honest. And then, no, about exactly a week later, you called him. So let me give him a call. Yeah, see if I can get him on the phone. But yeah, what I guess he gave me. He She left no will, and that she just has her two kids that the property would go to. He gave me his number and said he will pass my information on to the kids so they can contact me. I plan on explaining the affidavit, sell the house instead of having to go through probate. Told him I'll give him a few weeks. Yeah, okay. So it wasn't like the kids weren't interested in selling. It just was now their decision in order to take care of it as opposed to hers, obviously. No answer from Ed. Yeah. Uh, in fact, I was gonna bag that one. Yeah, it was right there. Pretty sure you guys even came to an agreement at the 120 price. It was just a matter of getting out there with her to get things signed, if I remember correctly, because she just wanted to sign in person or something like that. Those naps were a bad sign that she was gonna die. Yeah, exactly. Daughter was interested. The son seemed like he didn't wanna, since he's probably the more emotional one. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's just, yeah, again, it's not like they. God, I hate to say it like this, but it's probably gonna just like take some time for the kids to become motivated about it. It's like the mother, Margaret knew why she was motivated, didn't want to deal with everything involved with it, and then here they are with a vacant property, and they probably feel like there's value there, um, which is why he probably feels the need to hold on to it. And there's probably some sentimental value to it as well, it being his late mother's property, just as you mentioned, emotional one. So probably just going to take a little bit of time for them to, one, come to the realization that they're probably not going to do anything with the property, um, and two, just kind of coming to terms with the fact that, uh, yeah, the emotional aspect of it, selling their mother's property who had just recently passed away. So, um, yeah, based on what I've gathered in my education on probates and stuff like that, is like you either want to, and this is like a lot of these motivating factors, like foreclosures as well, is you either want to be there like right when it happens because the majority of people are going to take action right away, or you want to be kind of the last people that approaches them, because then their motivation will be high. Like in terms of foreclosure, if they're getting ready to go to auction, that's when their motivation is going to be the highest if they are going to get it taken care of. Same with the like probates as well. It's like there's going to be people who just don't want anything to do with it. They want to get, they know it's going to have to be handled, and they just want to handle it along with everything else that's being handled since the passing of their loved one, right? It's like, okay, we're going to get the finances in order. We're going to figure out the estate, okay, here's a property. We're probably not going to do anything with it. Let's just sell it. I have people calling me making offers. Let's just liquidate, let's liquidate this asset, this asset. But then there's going to be people who are emotional, I'd imagine. I think that's everybody. I want to make sure that which I have. I'll try Edward later. He didn't answer it. No, he didn't answer. And try to find the daughter and son's number if he doesn't answer. All right. Skedaddle. Kind of hit the what I was looking to hit. I said that I wanted to call through like 25 of these leads. I don't know how many I ended up calling through. Um, Probably like 20 of them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on this app. Oh, and I deleted the other app. Probably like 20. I probably called through like 20 people, talked with three, and had one good conversation unfold. So it's kind of what I expect, to be honest. If you just like multiply that by five, if I would have called through 100 people, I would have gotten maybe 15, 20 of them on the phone, and then had maybe, five good conversations out of that. So it's pretty much in line with what I was anticipating. Now I'm going to get these comped in a bit here. Jared, I got one. Well, one that woman that I want to, either me or you. It's probably going to be you if since she said the afternoon, to call her tomorrow. And then I pulled the one from M Nora over here, Bonnie, just because I want to recomp that one, because that one is obviously a good one as well when she comes to the conclusion, just with all the health issues that she's looking at. Since that one was like lot value as well, I hadn't run comps for that one since July, so I'm gonna recomp that one just in case we are able to get her on the phone. And then I have those other ones as well. Um, Bainway with the duplex with that woman that she spoke with. It's not on Bainway, but that one, and then Melba for her lot with the restaurant. I'll try to get all those comped today. But appreciate you guys for hopping in. Like I said, want to make a habit of coming on here and just kind of going through the work like I did today. I'm proud about how I went through it. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good one. If I don't hop on here by tomorrow, I hope everybody has a good weekend, and I'll see you next week. Peace.